Stop
everyone.
recording video. Speech off.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. Oh wait, you can't see me, right? Let me take the case off. Partially covering the camera. Just 1 sec. There. Yeah, that's a lot better. Welcome back to another video. And today, we are talking about the New York Mets, the penultimate episode of this. I'm gonna call it garbage, but honestly, I've had fun doing this the past month, reviewing every MLB team, doing different stuff, predicting what we're doing for 2021, talking about how some teams should relocate, reacting to some of my old videos, and just thinking of really different ideas. And the videos aren't gonna stop once I'm done with this. I'm gonna not take a break from baseball, but switch it up a lot. I want to do some basketball stuff, some wrestling stuff because the Royal Rumble is on my mind, some music stuff because I'm still recording those videos. But yeah, plenty of other stuff is coming out. I got a video on the 26th coming out. And if you know anything about me and what's significant about January 26th, you know what that video is. I just need to know what I just need to plan what to do for it. But darn, I hope that's a good video. That better be a darn good video. But today, we're talking about the New York Metropolitans. Okay, so the Mets, started in 1969. 2 championships, 1980s. Yeah, 86. And I almost said 15, but no, they lost that year. Did this stop on me?
Speech viewfinder. Stop recording.
Okay.
Speech
I thought I heard the sound that turned off. When was their first one? Oh my god, I don't remember when their first championship was. They have 2. One in 86 because they beat the Red Sox. And they won one in the 90s. But they started in 69. Or did they start in 62 and 1 in 69? I don't even know. They were ran into the ground by the Wilpons and so many bad moves like the Bobby Bonilla contract and losing the 2015 World Series but now we have Uncle Steve, not Steve Jobs, and I forget his name. As many times have I heard it shouted into my head by Mets YouTubers, I have no clue what it is. Steve Cohen. Thank you, Steve Cohen. Just thought that, and I'm so glad I remembered that. But I mean, they look good. They have phenomenal pieces. Let's recap it real quick, okay? Jacob DeGrom, casually, just, 2-time Cy Young winner. Back in 2018 and 19, came in 3rd in 2020, signed like a 5-year contract extension. No sign of slowing down. He's an absolute savage, like Megan Thee Stallion. Okay, behind the plate, they signed James McCann, 4 years, $40 million. That's a nice move. Probably, honestly, the second best catcher on the market. So that's a plus there. 2 A pluses already. At first base, Pete Alonso, your rookie of the year, 53 home runs. That guy can hit bombs for days. Won the home run derby, 60-game stretch. Didn't look too hot, but 16 homers. The leader had 22. Chill. He's gonna be just fine. In 2021, other players have had sophomore slumps. Cody Bellinger, he won the Rookie of the Year in 2017. 2018 was a little bit down. 2019 comes in with the MVP. Aaron Judge was great in 2017, and he hasn't looked good since, or healthy since. Did Mike Trout have a sophomore slump? Hi. Oh, okay, I swear I thought the door open, but so you get a check mark there. Robinson Cano got busted for steroid, but honestly, I think you're good by that. That's $24 million you can spend. That's like half of a James McCann contract, and we'll get to some of that other stuff in a minute. But you have the real deal, Jeff McNeil, and I love saying that name. Jeff McNeil is a top 20 current player of mine. He is so darn good. I love, maybe top 30. I did a ranking of my top 100 favorite current players. And then I meant to do like my top 10 of all time between my top 50 and top 100, but I accidentally deleted the list. But I guess I remember the top 20 and the top 10 from both lists, so I can make that for a video one day if I have nothing to do. But anyway, back to the real deal, Jeff McNeil. I love Jeff freaking McNeil so freaking much. Jeff freaking McNeil is the GOAT. I love Jeff McNeil. He should be your everyday second baseman. He can play so many positions. He's gonna get you 20 home runs, like 30 doubles. Just not like Gold Glove defense anymore, but outstanding versatility. He's so good. And then you know the guy you trade for. What's his name? Francisco Lindor? Yeah, that sounds about right. Frickin' Francisco Lindor, the best shortstop in frickin' baseball. Tatis is not there yet. I wish Baez was. Xander Bogaerts is overrated. And I will continue to say that until he proves me otherwise. But Francisco, you know, casually the best shortstop in all of baseball. And then at third base, you have J.D. Davis, who came out of nowhere in 2019, I believe. 2019, like the second half of 2019 and all of 2020, he was decent. 2019, I think he was really good. I had no clue who he was, but he was like a good player. In the outfield, you got some Michael Conforto, who underrated. I think he's still underrated. He's so good. He's so darn good. You also got... I'm terrible with outfielders. And remember what position they play. I'll just continue to talk, and if I think of any more outfielders, I will bring them to my mind. But then also, they have money to spend for days. They're in talks with Trevor Bauer. They were in talks with DJ LeMahieu. They were in talks with George Springer. Not all those pointed out. They're in talks with Brad Hand. I don't know if those worked out. Are they going to re-sign Justin Wilson? Are they going to re-sign Yoenis Cespedes? There's so many things the Mets can do. And we didn't even go through the rest of it. So along with, this guy named Jacob DeGrom. Yeah, that guy is super good. You got Noah Syndergaard, who is coming back from Tommy John, but he is Thor. He is freaking Thor. He's so freaking good. And then Carlos Carrasco, Seth Lugo, Rick Porcello, Steven Max, Edwin Diaz. You signed Trevor May, and you're in talks with Brad Hand, and you should re-sign Justin Wilson. I just named about 10 pitchers right there, and I'm honestly impressed. But the Mets are freaking stacked. I'm not gonna lie, I'm sitting here trying to think of other outfielders, of obvious players. But why I continue to do that? Oh, Joey Lucchesi. They also got Joey Lucchesi in that trade. No, they didn't. What am I even gonna say? So the Mets are so talented. Are they? Nah, I don't think they should resign Wilson Ramos, but maybe he can do good on someone else's team. But the Mets, what else do they need to do? What else do they need to do to become, like, elite? What do they have to do to pass the Braves? So if you go straight up, the Braves ace, probably, is Max Fried. It's not Ian Anderson, not Brad Wilson, not Charlie Morton. This isn't 2010. And then who else? Soroka coming back from an injury. They released Fulton Everett, so it's Max Fried, that super young guy. He looks so good. So I take DeGrom over Fried. I take Freeman over Alonso. Won an MVP. You have to back that up. McNeil versus Ozzy Albies. I take McNeil. Lindor over Dansby Swanson. What's his name? Alex Riley? No, that's a former wrestler. Who is the third baseman? Not Daniel Chavarria, not Johan Camargo. Riley. Austin Riley. Austin Riley is the third baseman. I take J.D. Davis over Austin Riley. And then you have, Acuna, Barria, Daniel Chavarria. I love saying that. And who's the last outfielder? Oh God, what's it? Pache. Not David Pache. Not Daniel Pache. Okay, Garrett Crochet and Kristen Pache. Yeah. I'm gonna get that mixed up sometime. One's a reliever for the White Sox. One of them's an outfielder for the Braves. Kristen Pache is what I was thinking of. Versus I almost said Brent Weekend. Versus the Conforto. They have. I should have planned this out. Todd Frazier. I don't know. Do they still have Todd Frazier? I hope God they don't have Todd Frazier. But who else is an outfielder? I mean, I know I'm sleeping on someone good. And like, I didn't watch any Mets game, but they can't be that bad. It's not just a Conforto show. Who else is an outfielder for that team? I have no intellectual clue, but let's just go with they're good. No, I am doing this. I'm in the basement, so I'm gonna run upstairs, get my phone, and find out who else is on this goddamn Mets roster. Okay, and we're back. Okay, so I'm first gonna look through my magic book. And we call it a magic book because I have all the rosters written down. Granted, this thing is 2 years old. Like, I just looked at the Brewers page, and Travis Shaw was still on there. But for the Mets, we have McNeil, who I talked about, Conforto, Syndergaard, Robinson Cano, who can't play, DeGrom, of course, is there, Diaz, I mentioned, Jed Lowry, Jesus Christ, Yoenis Cespedes, who I mentioned, Wheeler got traded, Rosario got traded, Keon freaking Broxton, my God, you know how bad that to be, Justin Wilson, Ramos, Jerson, Jerseys Familia, my God, I haven't heard that name in a while, J.D. Davis, who else was on this team? Oh, Frazier, Jason oh God, no, not Jason Vargas, anything but Jason Vargas. That brings tears to Mets fans' eyes when I say Jason Vargas. Juan Magares, anyone else here important? Oh, Dominic Smith, Drew, I only said that because I see Drew Smith, then we have Dominic Smith, Steven Matz, Seth Lugo, Thomas Nito, Roberto, Gadget Timley or whatever, and then Luis Aberon. Who is a goddamn outfielder for the Mets? This is seriously ticking me off. But, yeah, I forgot to mention Dominic Smith. He looks super good. So I'm going to put Dominic Smith in the infield and have, like, McNeil in the outfield. But also they've been in talks with, trading for Chris Bryant. Signing Trevor Bauer. Like, would you imagine, like, a Bauer, DeGrom, Syndergaard rotation? That sounds so good. Or maybe they can get, like, just imagine Marcell Ozuna just hitting home runs out of Citi Field. He probably hit him out of the whole city, not just Citi Field. But oh my, that would be crazy. Like, the Mets are so stacked going into 2021. It is crazy the amount of stuff they're gonna be able to do. And the trade for Lindor, They don't seem to be done. That's why they are the last National League team I'm talking about. Because I knew there was gonna be more stuff they could do. Like that Joey Lucchesi trade now is not the biggest thing. And they did trade Rosario, who I am a fan of, but hey, Joey Lucchesi, welcome to the team, okay? I'm not a Mets fan or anything, but dang, I like the Mets. They are so good. And I mean, on paper, you can say anything about on paper how a team is supposed to be. You can say the 2020 Diamondbacks on paper should have rivaled the Dodgers, and they flopped. Should say that James Harden traded to the Nets, so you have Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden. You could say on paper they should just destroy everyone and go straight to the championship, and they lost 2 out of their 3 games, and Colin Sexton has looked like freaking Michael Jordan. On paper, there's a lot of things we should say on paper. This or that should happen, so you have to get the chemistry right with Carrasco and Lindor coming in, and whoever else they bring. Are they gonna bring in anyone else? Is another question. It's interesting. Because I think the pits are getting narrowed down for Bauer, because the Yankees are who we're talking about tomorrow, and I think officially the Yankees have been crossed off because they traded for Jameson Tyrone. So, who else had the cap space? The Cubs are tearing it down. The Cardinals doesn't help Bauer win. The Reds, always on the table, because he was there. The Pirates are garbage. The Brewers, no. The Braves would be interesting. The Mets, maybe. Nationals, that would help. The Marlins would be interesting. The Phillies, no. Dodgers, are they going after Ozuna? Do they want Ozuna or Bauer? I mean, they have to make that decision. And then, where even was I? Well, anyway, basically, not going to every team, but there's some other team that I guess would make sense. But the Mets have the money. The Mets have the winning strategy. He said 3 to 5 years, so you want to spend. And could Trevor Bauer be a Met? I guess. Could Ozuna be a Met? Could I forgetting someone else? Invent some depth pieces. Do you go and sign Colton Wong, a cheap little contract? And then he can be another depth piece. Do you go and take someone else from the Cubs, since the Cubs love getting rid of all their players? Apparently. Do you go and trade for like a Tyler O'Neill or a Harrison Bader? I personally watched them play a lot of games, and they're good. They're not like Mike Trout, Trent Grisham. Why did I throw Trent Grisham in the same competition as Mike Trout, Bellinger, Betts, Springer thing, but they're cheap contracts, but good players. And, I mean, what else do you want? They're super good. So, the Mets are stacked, is basically what I'm trying to get at. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you tomorrow with the last team, the New York Yankees. We're going to the other side of New York. We're heading to the Bronx. And right in the, what is that, radiator? Dryer. I'm not sticking around to find out. I'm leaving. Bye, guys.